Hello everyone, my name is Phoebe and this is my leader dog Mia. Phoebe from the past because I forgot to film this part. So, what is albinism? Albinism is a condition that basically makes the person lack pigmentation. I have very light skin, very light hair as you can tell, and this can affect the eyes. Whenever you have color in your eyes, it filters out all that light. When you don't, all the light floods in. This gives you a condition known as photophobia, which is light sensitivity, or nystagmus, which is shaking of the eyes. I am legally blind with correction, so I just wanted to let you know a little bit more about albinism. Back to future Phoebe. The white cane, more commonly known as the cane that the blind uses. It identifies us as blind or visually impaired. And as helpful as that may be, it's honestly very hard to use it as a child because when you are a kid, you oftentimes do get bullied. And so I did not use it around my peers. I used it only during my lessons whenever I had to use it. I was embarrassed of the cane. I didn't want to use it because I was like, this is gonna identify me as that blind person. It's gonna make me look like an old grandma with my albinism on top of all that. So I didn't want to use it at all. I just rather pretend like I was a normal kid and that I didn't have these eye issues. I hated it whenever I had to use those large print books that were heavier than everyone else's books, that was bigger than everyone else's books. And I hated having to sit at the front of the classroom. So certainly I wasn't going to bring more attention to myself by whacking people with sticks. Not literally, but I did not want to go in the hallway and use my white cane. Nor did I ever want my peers to think of me anything other than me with a little bit of eye problems. So I kept it a secret. I only used the cane whenever I had to, only whenever during my lessons. And I wasn't the kindest to my instructor. I was mean because I didn't want to do it. I thought it was a waste of time. But after a while, I decided that that was not the course of action that I needed to take, that I need to be nicer to him. So I became nicer to him. And because of what he taught me through all those years as I was going through my adolescence, that's where I can be now. So I am truly thankful for all the O&M instructors out there because you are changing lives. Every blind person at a time, no matter how difficult we make your jobs be. So that's to all the O&Ms out there. And then whenever I became an adult, I realized that this is something that I needed. This isn't something that I just learned and it was a waste of time. I was using a cane that I had since 5th grade in my adulthood and it was too small. And I realized that pretty quickly as I was traveling, and I'm like, I can't be crossing streets whenever I don't have the mobility skills that I need to be where it's safe to cross streets. So I decided to receive additional training with the thought and only thought of, I want a guide dog. Whoa. Before you even get a guide dog, you have to think about the white cane. Everything leads back to the white cane. If your dog can't work, white cane. If it's too mucky and horrible out, white cane. Everything goes back to that white cane. No matter how difficult it is, you gotta continue it. So I was ashamed of it at first, but then I'm like, you know what? Whether I'm embarrassed, whether I'm ashamed, I have to use this for my own safety, for everyone on the road safety. I have to let them know that I am visually impaired. This is very, very important. So I worked really hard because my end goal was to get a guide dog. And at most guide dog schools, if not all of them, they require that you be proficient in your cane training. And if you aren't, then you don't get a guide dog, simple as that. So I worked on my cane training. And then I started to apply to Leader Dogs for the Blind. So I applied to Leader, and because I was working so hard for that time, I did end up getting accepted to guide dog, to my leader dogs for the blind. So then I flew out and then I got my guide dog. Her name is Mia, and she has been an incredible addition to my life. I absolutely love her. She just is so intelligent. So a little bit of foreground. Guide dogs are trained to maintain a straight line of path. If there is an obstacle, they will go around it. But then after the obstacle is done, they will maintain the straight path. And they are trained to find the door, find the curb, find a chair, find the escalator, elevator, so many things. You can teach them even more. Typically, Labrador Retrievers are used, or Goldens, or a mix of both. But then they also use, some schools like the CNI and Fidelco will use German Shepherds. Some guide dog schools will use Bernese Mountain Dog, Mira Foundation. Love you guys. So that is a little bit about what guide dogs can do. I can't wait to show you guys all that the cane and the guide dog can do and all the doors that it can open up for those who are struggling. I want to just bring awareness to the blind community and just in general everybody, not really the blind community because you guys already know, but everybody, because this world is not made for the blind. We don't fit in. I don't fit into this world. Nothing was made for this kind of condition. And I think that can be said about a lot of people with disabilities. This world was not made accessible. So it's not just about blindness, it's about other disabilities, keeping it accessible for everybody. So I want to just share about what the cane can do and what the guide dog can do, and just a little bit about my story. If you're interested in any of that at all, comment down below, give me some suggestions, give me some ideas, any questions that you may have, or otherwise like and subscribe.